Hello and welcome to my tutorial on how to build and use a weighted decision matrix. Now I'm going to make templates available for you to take and play with for yourself, so you don't have to rebuild this from scratch. I've put quite a bit of work into it. This one's a very simplified version. What a weighted decision matrix does is help you decide what's the best decision, best option for you, right? So if I want to consider what desserts to eat on a date with my wife, in column A, I list the things I care about that factor into my decision of which one to go with. And then I decide how much I care about that thing, which is essentially a multiplier in column B. And then I rate each item, each option on this factor. So ice cream gets 3 points because it does the best it possibly can on pairing with coffee. I love the pair. They work great. Times 3 equals 9 points. Rice cakes do not pair with coffee, so I get 0 points. Cookies, for example, gets a rating of 1 times 3, they get 3 points. Okay, so that's basically how it works. And you run through and you fill out your spreadsheet, and then as you go across the top, you may find a surprise winner. Ice cream is not my personal favorite, but when I'm going on a date with my wife and these are the things we care about, ice cream seems to be the best fit. I thought I would like cookies or pie. That's not the case. Now let's look at a bigger example. Okay, these will be available at infosecsite.com. This one, let me zoom in a little bit for you. There we go. I have permission from Perch Security to use their name here. I took all the other vendors' names out. What I had to decide was which company was going to be my security operations center as a service. I need a 24/7, 365 security operations center, people watching the alerts for me and my customers on our networks. And so I came up with a giant list, here it goes, of things that matter to me. Again, I graded them, I made some exceptions. This is critically important. If it doesn't score on a 4, I'm probably not going to choose it anyway. But I want it to skew the results heavily in favor of anything that satisfies a 4 here. I'm still rating them on a scale of 0 to 3. 0 if it doesn't satisfy, 3 if it fully satisfies. And as you can see, I have a whole section that's not filled in. These things have changed for me or are new things since I made this decision. So the winner is clear. There's a clear lead by, I think, 20% margin of error here, or margin of difference, not error. And that's Perch Security. So they know about the tool. They were very happy to win and wanted me to share this with the world. So what I did, I care about the fact that my product across the top, which product or service, integrates with these things. I care this much about these things, and then I scored them based on having interviews with sales staff and watching demos and reviewing with other potential customers, reading sales materials, visiting the partner portals, all these things factored in. So if you take a look at this and you're trying to decide SOC as a service, I'm not saying Perch Security is right for you unless your list is very similar to mine. Okay, now there is some subjectivity as I did this. As I went through and rated the things, that's on a scale of 0 to 3. The zeros are generally going to be pretty objective. It just doesn't do it. But then some of these, like supports Linux, whether it's agent or agentless, an agent scan or an agent having to install one of those on the device may get a 1, unless it's real slick and smooth and tiny, doesn't have an effect on the system. Then you might get 2 points. If it's agentless, then you'd probably get a 3 there, right? Some of these things are subjective in how I decide how good of a fit it is for 25 users or less, etc. So I would suggest if you're looking for a SOC as a service provider, look through this list, see if it's already accurate. If it's close enough, you don't need to go through all the work again. However, I would encourage you to also go through the work of using a weighted decision matrix at some point. Whether or not it's for this decision, that's okay. Maybe you decide what your team wants for lunch as a practice round. You and your coworkers for the next big sales or business meeting or tech meeting, use one of these. And so everybody knows how to do it, because it's really important to get everybody's input. And that is how I came to this decision. I spoke with my peers and asked them what matters to them. And we had a couple of meetings on it. It takes a lot of time to build one of these for a big decision. But you know what? A lot of time, most of us are really good at getting rid of things that aren't good options. So I promise you, I was left with 6 good options. The question is, which one is the best? See, so anything I would say other than these very bottom 2, the other 4 would have been a good fit. They would have been okay, not a problem. But this one is the clear winner for me. That's how you use a weighted decision matrix. Now in this one, I've got little summary sections, scores for the summaries of the sections. It's pretty handy and easy to use the way I've built it. When you clear one out, when you start doing this for yourself, you would just delete the data here. You don't want to touch these gray cells. They've got formulas. Right? So you can build your own list of stuff. If it's a yellow cell, that's a warning, hey, you can put stuff in here. It turns white after you've done that. That's how to use this sheet. That's what a weighted decision matrix is and how you can use it to make the best decision possible.